Welcome to the print. Over the last 2, 3 days, there has been a boiling issue in Punjab, in New Delhi. The centre included in its tentative list for the Lok Sabha a highly controversial bill that sought to include Chandigarh in Article 240 of the Constitution, which basically allows the president to legislate directly in the matters of a union territory. Now, Chandigarh, of course, as we know, is a union territory, but it is a very different kind of union territory. It's not like Delhi, it's not like Jammu and Kashmir, but it's also not like union territories of Tamil and Diu and so on, which have absolutely no democratic powers of its own. The center had to, in fact, backtrack on this bill given the huge amount of controversy it led to over the weekend in Punjab, with almost all political parties, including the AAP, which is in power, saying that this is a way of the center to diminish Punjab's claim over Chandigarh. Now, to explain this issue a little bit more, I Professor A.S. Narang, who's a political scientist, also understands this issue of Chandigarh, not just in terms of what it means legislatively or what it means technically, but also why Chandigarh is such an emotive issue for Punjab. Welcome to the print, Professor. Sir, if you could explain first of all to our viewers who might not understand fully the import of this bill, which of course the center has now said that it does not plan to introduce it in this session of the Lok Sabha, which starts in December. But can you explain to us what this bill really means for Chandigarh?
See, this in a way means to Chandigarh that now on, if the bill is passed and it now on, the union territory of Chandigarh will be like any other union territory, which will be administered by an independent lieutenant governor, who definitely, as per constitution, lieutenant governors like governors are accountable, are appointed by the president and are accountable to the president. So that means, in a way, the present situation where the governor of Punjab is the administrator of Chandigarh, and Chandigarh doesn't have any other political formation. Only late some years back, the political municipal corporation was appointed. Otherwise, Chandigarh has always been, you can say, administered by the bureaucracy, and the people of Chandigarh have been very happy with that. So therefore, Punjab, Haryana, though they have been playing their own politics, they have not raised much issues about that, and they have been doing very well using the Chandigarh as their capital. So this means, in a way, that now the chapter, maybe, which is a political feeling among the politicians, that issue of Chandigarh stands closed. It is going to be a perpetual union territory. Though in practice it seems it is already like that. But now it may be formally, in a way, not announced but accepted. So that is the fear, the emotional attachment of Punjab with Chandigarh. That if you go back to the history, no, in a way, legitimately it has been accepted that Chandigarh belongs to Punjab by various awards, starting from Mrs. Indira Gandhi to Rajiv Gandhi. This has been accepted that Chandigarh belongs to Punjab. How it has to be transferred to Punjab, that has been a very crucial issue and almost impractical with the way this has been decided. So that is why the concern about this bill is that this may be, in a way, a step towards perpetualization of Chandigarh as a union territory under control of the central government through a president appointed lieutenant governor.
So, could you explain to our viewers this statement that this could make Chandigarh a union territory in perpetuity? So, what is the status of Chandigarh? As you explained that from starting from Indira Gandhi to Rajiv Gandhi, it has been agreed that Chandigarh will be given to Punjab eventually, and Haryana will have its own capital. Can you explain the politics around this and why they said that Chandigarh will not remain a union territory in perpetuity?
You see, till today, the technical position is that the present status of Union Territory of Chandigarh is a stopgap arrangement.
Hmm.
It is a stopgap arrangement. That is what technical situation is as per various starting 1970 announcement by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. You see, the Chandigarh was a capital of Punjab when it was a united Punjab. At that time, there was no Haryana. In fact, parts of Himachal Pradesh, the present total Haryana, and Punjab, they were one composite Punjab. And after partition, the Haryana, new city called Chandigarh was created, founded, and established by government of Punjab, naturally assisted by central government sector as a capital of then at that time Maharashtra. So therefore, it was the capital of the state of Punjab. Now, in 1966, there came reorganization of Punjab. In that
Yeah. Yeah.
reorganization, there were two things. One is territorial demarcation. Certain areas remaining in Punjab, certain areas going to Haryana, and some parts also going to a new state, Himachal Pradesh. So this was a territorial division. Second was division of the resources,
Right.
water, other, and also division or management of the institutions. So like Bhakra, Nangal, Bhakra, Vyas dam projects, rivers, waters. So all these things were the issues. Okay. Now, immediately nothing could happen because it was announced soon after announcement, the 1st November 1966, the state was reorganized into Haryana, Punjab, and parts going to Himachal Pradesh. Now, a commission was appointed to demarcate the division, territories between these three states. The idea was that it was a division between Punjabi speaking areas and Hindi speaking areas. Earlier, there has been a controversial six state attack. It was very clear from 1963 onward that demand was for a Punjabi speaking. And this was in a indirectly very much welcomed by the Haryana region also. Because Haryana region was always the Punjab Haryana, that they have been left backward and all that. So no, if Punjabi Suba is created or Punjabi, so they also get it. So they were also happy. So people like Devi Lal, Sher Singh, many others, they directly supported the demand for Punjabi Suba, which also means obviously that their own state. So therefore, it was a clear question of division between Hindi speaking and Punjabi speaking. The question was how to determine. One way is generally census. In census people. No, in Punjab, so starting from 1952, 51 census was a bit less controversial because that was the first census after independence, and people declared their languages, whatever they were using. But from 61 census onward, there became a political problem because a very significant section, only a part of Hindu leaders were supporting the Punjabi Sura. But mostly the Hindu organizations, including at that time Jansan, that is RS dominated at that time, others, they were opposed to creation of Punjabi Suba because they had this apprehension, and which to some extent was also the fact that the demand for Punjabi Suba was a covert demand for a Sikh majority state. So
Right.
the Hindus of that state thought that no, politically they will become. So therefore, they advised Hindus to declare their mother tongue as Hindi. Whether they were Punjabis or not, that question became irrelevant. So 61 census, in fact, can be said is not an authentic census
As far as language
as
is
far as
concerned.
language is concerned. But somehow those censuses were relied upon, and the Boundary Commission gave its recommendation on that. So areas which are Chandigarh and some nearby areas, they found that these areas, tehsils, villages, etc., were primarily Hindi speaking. So therefore, that commission, on technical basis, awarded Chandigarh to Haryana, which was a trauma, in fact, a great shock for the Punjabis in general, and the movement, the party which was leading the Punjabi Suba Demand, that the Akali Dal, it was a great. So they immediately started, created hue and cry. And right in 1966, the leader of that party at that time, Sant Fateh Singh, he went on a hunger strike. So just to diffuse the situation at that time, it was declared that, okay, because the problem was not only Chandigarh, at that time, it was also other common links. For instance, to begin with, only the Gwadar was also common for the two states. to begin with. High Court still is common for both the states.
Yeah.
Then the Common Electricity Board was accepted at that. Now they have been separated. Financial Corporation, and then particularly river water controls, particularly the. So all these were the questions which they found that it was very important. So therefore, right after what you call announcement and creation of Punjabi Suba, right in December 1966, Sant Fateh Singh went on a fast for inclusion of these two things to be whatever is common links to throw away those links and particularly inclusion of these leftover, not only Chandigarh, they demand all leftover Punjabi speaking areas, which according to them were Punjabi speaking, maybe technically for language sector. That was the issue. So therefore, he went on a hunger strike right in December 1966, soon after. So at that time, and in fact before that, it was decided that because the issue is controversial, the union government decided that for the time being, at that time, it was not awarded to any. For the time being, Chandigarh will remain a union territory and will be used for both these states as their capital. So that is what happened, and that is why, and 1966 and December has went on. But then there were mediations and all those types of things, questions.
According to sir, the Reorganization Act
Yeah.
that came into being in 1966, which actually trifurcated the state.
Yeah.
According to that act, Chandigarh was not made a union territory. It was only after the hue and cry that it was made a union territory.
In fact, it right at that time, right at that time, it was created because before the act, the announcement had been made because the Boundary Commission's announcement came before. So
Right.
immediate at that time, so therefore the government decided that it will be a union territory. So that was inevitable. So too legalistic will be difficult problem, but at that time it was clearly decided, and that is why when Punjab was separated to union, Chandigarh was not with any state; it was a union territory, a common capital for both the countries, along with others, common high court, common. But slowly, the governors became separate, the electricity boards became separate, sector. So Sant Fateh Singh, so right at that time in 1969, he went on a strike, and people naturally, and by that time, Jansang had also, which was at that party, to the reality of Punjab being Punjabi speaking state. So emotionally, this became a Punjabi issue rather than a Sikh issue. So there were, and all those types of things. So in December, after few weeks, intervention of people, it was decided that Mrs. Indira Gandhi will take note of these things and will decide what to do. And no message was sent to the people informally that this means that Indira Gandhi has accepted that her announcement will be that Chandigarh group belongs to Punjab. So on that basis, Sant Fateh Singh was asked to, but Mrs. Indira Gandhi made it very clear in a public statement that she has not assured anything. She will look into the matter and at an appropriate time give her decision. Anyhow, as all politicians do, things kept on lingering on, and and in between 1971 elections were also due, and for Congress, it was very difficult to take a decision because commission has given Chandigarh to Haryana. So Haryana people claim that no, it belongs to us. It has been given by the commission. It means it is a Hindi speaking area. So the other issue, and in both states there was a Congress, and Indira Gandhi had to take care of the party, and particularly at that time, Congress in Haryana was very meaningful because of the politics of in those days defection and all that, and particularly people like Bhajan Lal, etc., very strong. So Mrs. Indira Gandhi could not make any announcement for say more than an year or so. In between, there was factional politics in Akalis. Right, 67 onward. So one big faction, they persuaded a very popular leader with full of integrity, very common, a great freedom fighter, Darshan Singh Feruman. he went on a hunger strike again. And that was, I think, he went in, yes, 15th August 1969. So the first announcement was 66, and still 69, there was no announcement by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Okay? So 69, and he was so committed that he didn't punch anything. And after 74 days of his hunger strike, he died. So naturally, it became an issue again that, but say the politics of Akalis and all that, after this announcement of San Fateh Singh's, what you can, hunger strike, till 69, they were not much serious about anything.
Yeah.
Press upon that no, Mrs. Indira Gandhi should announce, because now they were more enjoying political power after 67 onward. And in that power, they were making alliances.
Right.
So therefore, they were more concerned with that. But this death of Darshan Singh Human once again created a problem for them. Then once again, Sant Fateh Singh, no, to establish his or re-established his credibility, again went on hunger strike, and I think it was 26 January 1970. I think it was that. And he said that if no announcement is made, he will commit self-immolation on the first day of February or so, etc. So therefore, then again, people came in and tried to, on that basis, Mrs. Indira Gandhi announced her reward. And in her that reward, she said that Chandigarh is awarded to Punjab. So from that one, it has been said that no, it is an announcement by a prime minister, which is legitimizing Punjab's rights on Chandigarh. So from that period, Punjab's stand is that no, it has been announced that Chandigarh belongs to Punjab. It is very clear. But along with this, how to hand over Chandigarh to Punjab? How to keep people in Haryana? Okay. So it was decided that no, it's not only a question of Chandigarh, it's a question of other Hindi speaking and Punjabi speaking areas. So therefore, it was announced, Mrs. Gandhi said that certain villages of Chandigarh, which are Hindi speaking, part of district Fazilika, there is Abhor Tehsil, these are considered as Hindi speaking, and for mine, they are very, what's say, great farming areas. So she announced that these two areas will go to Haryana. But how will they go? They were not on the border. Okay. So therefore, it was decided that there will be some sort of arrangements where these can be transferred to Haryana. And a timeline was fixed that the Chandigarh ultimately will be given to Punjab after 5 years. Okay. So, but the question with Akalis and Punjabis is that Haryana, Chandigarh has been accepted as a legitimate part of Punjab. How and when to come to Punjab is a secondary issue. Primary issue for them is that Chandigarh has been accepted as a legitimate capital. So anyhow, and Mrs. Indira Gandhi also announced that rupees 10 crore will be given to Haryana, and equally similarly other money will be given so that they can have a new capital. So idea of a new capital for Haryana accepted. Though there was an opposition in Haryana and all those types of things, but then though all agreed that it's a name, but idea at that time immediately was how to get rid of Sant Fateh Singh's fast and threat for self-immolation. Okay, so people did criticize that because how this and all these types of things, but anyhow, Fateh Singh declared his victory in a way that no, Chandigarh has been accepted, maybe given or not given. Okay, now this was the situation. And then came the idea how to share. Then it was the area of Fadlika and Abhor Tehsil not being contiguous. Is very unique idea came out within a country that a 7-kilometer strip along with the borders of Rajasthan and Punjab to link these areas with Punjab will be created about a furlong wide. This will be created through which people, just like say East Pakistan and West Pakistan. So how to live there? So that was problem. So that was created. Anyhow, for all people said that it is an illogical, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it was decided like that. And after 75, after this, what you call, this was to be implemented, say, 5 years, which
And
means
that never
75,
happened.
never happened till it has never happened.
Yeah.
So then again, in fact, in between, another thing came up in 78, I think, yes, 70. One Seva Das was then asked. By it, this is what I'm saying is, what I'm emphasizing again and again is that parties have been more concerned with their power politics. So from 67 onwards, Akalis have been some sort of playing a politics with alliances and particularly with Johnson. And, and for Congress, the problem was to, so therefore they could play politics with Punjab, give them Chandigarh. But how to tackle the Congress support within? Because in Punjab, already an alternative political party has emerged. Alternative ruling party has emerged, replacing Congress.
Yeah.
Till 66, till 67, Congress was the only ruling party. No,
Right.
right first election after the organization, 67, Congress was an alternative political party has emerged in Punjab. So there it was very important for them to keep their strength in Punjab. But similarly, the question was with the Haryana.
Correct.
Haryana, still they were strong and they wanted to maintain their stability in Haryana. So they could not accept anything to scum the pressure of Punjab at the cost of Haryana.
So this proved to be a stalemate which lasted until I believe 1984, when
It is still lasting. It is still lasting. Because in
So in
78, I
1984,
tell you a very interesting situation this politically. In 78, it was a Janata Party government.
Yeah.
Okay, in which both at center and Punjab, Akalis were very strong. Then again, some factions, they again created a problem. And one another popular leader, Sant, what is it was sometime I just forgetting his name. Anyhow, but I'll just give you his name also. So he was also asked to go on far. Okay, so he went on far, and that time, Akalis said, it is not a time for such fast. What is more important is communal harmony. So, in a way, indirectly, they said, don't worry, Chandigarh at present, yes or no. So, because of the 71 was not implemented till 1978, Akalis were not very serious. Okay. Then, from 80s onward, when this problem again came, total Akali and Congress frictions leading to Dharamjud and all that. So, again, this Chandigarh became one of the major demands in the Akalis Dharamjud Morcha, on which lots of negotiations, this is a different story, went on till 1984, Blue Star and all that failure. But then one of the major demands in that was again Akalis, Chandigarh, and other Punjabi speaking areas and their control over sewer river waters. So that
So
is
also in 1984, after Operation Star, it was this new arrangement which continues to be in place even today, where the governor of Punjab is the administrator of Chandigarh. That came into place in 1984. What does this?
that is already continuing.
One can also argue that even the governor is in a way appointed by the center, so it is in that sense also by the president. I'm sorry. So in that sense, also the governor of Punjab is already the center's appointee. So the center is exercising control over Chandigarh. So what is it? Only a difference of sentimental? Is it only a sentimental issue? How does the power shifting from the governor to the LG really change things for
That
Chandigarh?
was I told you. You are absolutely right. The governor is appointee of the center, and other bureaucracy in Chandigarh is also appointed by the center. So, for all practical purposes, the Chandigarh is governed by the union. Union territory means governed by that. But what has happened so far, the governments have not tried to create a problem. Always, this has always been given a clearance that problem is this is a stopgap arrangement. as I told you. So therefore, and more important is the population of Chandigarh is very happy with this system. Because you see, they see that there is no political interference in the administration, either by Haryani politician or their politician. Taxes are almost nil. Just in a lighter vein, Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh compared, the wine is cheapest, petrol is cheapest in Haryana, Chandigarh. It's a serious issue for that. It's cheapest because the taxes are very so, and a lot of money comes from the center. So therefore, and the borders are clear. There's no problem. Mohali just across the road for Chandigarh. So people of Chandigarh have also developed a vested interest that it remains the union territory. And the population of Chandigarh has become almost a metropolitan. If not technically number in terms, but at least mentally, whether Sikhs or Hindus and some others have all, they have mentally become metropolitan, that they want to live in a metropolitan city like Chandigarh. So therefore, there have been no such big problem. As I told you, that politicians have accepted this reality that Chandigarh is not neither for Punjab nor Punjab. It is going to be like that. As and when a time comes, it can be rigged up, a political issue. As was it rigged up in 1971. After that, only in 78 a bit, but again kept quiet. Then in a big way in Dharam Yudh Morcha, because that became a very big issue. But no one knew that how serious Chandigarh was in then Dharam issue. Because Akalis had lost control of everything at that time, and no one till today knows what Dharam Yudh Morcha was and what for it was. I'm saying it with full sense of importance.
Just to have your clarity on this question, sir, the shift of power from the governor of Punjab to the lieutenant governor appointed by the center, who would be a bureaucrat, that will not lead to any significant change in the culture of power in Chandigarh. It will only be a symbolic issue. Is that right?
It will be a symbolic issue, and maybe a hint that sooner or later Chandigarh will be declared a union territory independently. And those states may be asked that they are tenants in a union territory. Chandigarh doesn't belong to any state. So that is a fear, which is, as you very rightly said, it's more a symbolic, more a psychological, more of emotional, that no, whatever is left is also being taken over. It's just symbolic that whatever is left, so it is also being taken over. And this, as you know, earlier this issue also became with Punjab University.
Right, exactly.
That also became that no, the center is amending the laws.
Right.
Though till today, Punjab University is governed by the Act of 1947. No major changes have been made in that Act. Though territorial arrangements have been made, because as for every university, there is a territory, that this university has this much territory. So therefore, Punjab University has some territory, Guru Nanak Dev University, etc. So only about that territorial arrangements have been made, and no one has objected to that.
Right.
No one has objected to that. Though Punjab has a little problem with that, particularly Lekali, that till today no Sikh has been appointed Vice Chancellor of the Punjab University. But they never make it an issue because they have.
Very quickly, moving on to the politics of this, I want to ask you my final question. We saw through this issue the BJP being caught in a strange position where the state unit of the BJP had to sort of make the center understand that this is a very emotive issue for Punjabis, and according to multiple reports, it's because of the state unit of the BJP of Punjab talking to the center, talking to the union minister, the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, was this finally withdrawn and the center sort of retreated on this bill. Can you explain to us why this put the BJP, the Punjab state unit, in an awkward position, and what does that say about BJP's politics in Punjab?
See, BJP and Congress have been. It is a strange case that this is only in two states. Both Congress and BJP have been acting a little independently in terms of these issues from their high command. BJP within Congress, BJP within Haryana supports the cause of Chandigarh for Haryana, BJP within Haryana. So this is for center, it is a situation like earlier Congress.
Right.
How to keep their cadres in two states satisfied. In this case, BJP has not much to lose in Haryana because they are not giving Chandigarh to Punjab. I don't know whose advice this was, why this came. This issue was not at all required to appointment of a lieutenant governor. I don't know who gave this advice, what was the background of this. No one knows. Till today, it has not become clear. It has only become that it was a proposal. So even withdrawing this proposal doesn't mean anything for BJP because there will be no opposition to that by Haryana BJP or anybody. In earlier issues, it was opposition by for the Congress in Haryana. If Chandigarh has to be given Punjab. In this case, that is not the case.
Right.
And therefore, and if this issue is allowed BJP in Punjab, becomes loser. Because no say, okay, you are Punjabis once again. So therefore, so it is no, it is not an Akali issue. Therefore, and most leading this issues are. So this issue is not Punjabi issue. That whatever is left with us, we want to snatch that also. So that is, and I don't know who gave this advice, what is the background of that. Slowly these things may come out, but hint is that the fear or the apprehension among the Punjabis is that this is an attempt to perpetuate the nature of legitimize or say legalize the step by step, just like P70, step by step to take away Chandigarh finally away from Punjab. In fact, as I told you earlier, neither Akalis nor BJP sector have never shown a very serious concern to take over Chandigarh. But still, but it remains a very important, what you call, instrument with them as and when it requires, as it was became. And therefore, in this Rajiv Longola award, again, this was raised in that this should also be a part of that accord. And this once again, Rajiv Gandhi gave Chandigarh to Punjab. So Mrs. Indira Gandhi gave Chandigarh to Punjab, Rajiv Gandhi. But then again, how could Rajiv Gandhi do that? Then 3 commissions are appointed to determine again that's 7. So what you can some sort of a comedy. The 7 in fixed. So it is lingering on, and that is what I'm saying. It seems that Chandigarh is to be in the state which it is, but these 2 steps immediately. One about university,
Right.
because there was earlier a proposal long back during Manmohan Singh's time. Because during Manmohan Singh's time, it came that there should be one central university for every state.
Correct.
So at that time, it came that Chandigarh may also be declared a central university. But again, at that time, Bathinda Central University was created in Bathinda.
And even recently, there was an attempt by the center to diminish the powers of the syndicate in the Punjab University, and even that had to be backtracked.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. But that also was there. That it means that no, without declaring a central university,
you're right.
They want, and maybe even that could have been challenged in the Supreme Court. Because who has the power to amend the act of? Because the syndicate itself and others, if you define the powers and etc., they have to initiate the changes, not the government.
Right.
This was coming from the government.
So
who is advising and all that?
So for the Punjabis, this step, even though the center has gone back on it, it's a part of a longer continuum of attempts to diminish their claims over Chandigarh, their claims over Punjab University, and so on. And I think even though the center has for now backtracked on this issue will simmer for some time to come. Thank you so much, Professor Narang, for joining us. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.